Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at Workers Review, the saddest thing someone has returned. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. I helped a woman 7-month pregnant and her husband pick out a whole baby set for their new baby. Stroller, crib, car seats, clothes and all. The stroller was a high-end model that we didn't sell many of, so it stood out to me. A month later, I saw the same stroller, car seat and crib in the return bin. When I asked about it, my manager said that the woman and her husband were hit by a drunk driver and killed. Her mother returned the items. Oh no, that's so sad. And they had like, I hate stories like this where someone is just so happy and they're just living their life and then this happens. Like, why? Give me a second. A man returned a Christmas tree one year. He was pretty bummed out, and when I asked him about it, he told me he was supposed to have a visitation this Christmas, but his ex refused to let him see his kids. I still think about that guy. I hope he gets his kids this year. Why? That's really sad. Well, obviously we don't know the backstory and if he's a good father or not, but I feel like the kids would want to see the father, you know? Like, what kid doesn't want to see the father? Like, unless the father was the worst father ever, then I guess I can understand it. But like, other than that, I feel like any kid would want to see their parents, even if they get divorced, you know? Someone returned a lot of baby clothes to us one day. Her sister had given birth to stillbirth twins. It was so sad. Why? Oh my gosh, I don't think I should be reading these stories. I thought it was just... I don't think it was gonna be this sad. I worked at a Subway for a year and we shared the building with a jewelry store. It was a small business and we always made a salad for the owners, free of charge. One day a customer at the store is incredibly enthusiastic about buying an engagement ring for the SO. He told the entire Subway crew how he met her after his mother died and that they've been seeing each other for almost 5 years. Oh my gosh, no. He kept saying how he was happy that he found someone who makes him truly happy and that all the challenges in his life were necessary for him to find true love. He came back a few days later. The light from his eyes were gone. He was returning the ring. I talked to the owners that day after he left, and apparently she broke it off with him because she fell in love with someone else. It was really sad to watch. Ooh. What? How? Oh, that's so sad. He was so happy, but she wasn't happy. Oh, that is so sad. It honestly sounds like he loved her with his entire life and she just didn't feel it. I hope he finds someone even better than her. That's what he said, that all the challenges in his life were necessary for him to find true love. This is also a challenge, so don't give up. It just means he hasn't met his true love yet. Once I was at a shop looking for a new amp when a guy came in wanting to return an engagement ring he'd bought the day before. He said he'd caught his girl cheating when he went home early to surprise and propose to her. Of course, they wouldn't just exchange it or give his money back, but they did offer to buy it back from him for way less than he paid. He ended up selling it back to them for much less than he'd bought it for. Poor guy was extremely distraught over his whole ordeal. Seriously, oh, that's so sad. Like, you know, you think you're gonna spend your entire life with your partner, that's why you're proposing, and then they cheat on you. Like, you're just gonna be mind blown because you feel like everything was right. That's why you're proposing. But then you didn't know about this at all. Like, you didn't know your partner was not in love with you. But you're the only one in love. It was only like a one-sided thing. That is heartbreaking. Like, I don't think I can recover from this, you know? Like, my mind is just gonna be blown, honestly. Like, I'm just gonna be thinking about what happened. Like, when did they not like me anymore, kind of thing. That's so sad, man. But seriously, the shop didn't even feel bad for him. Oh my gosh, he lost money and he also lost his partner. Two middle-aged ladies, apparently sisters, were having the time of their life in my apartment. One bought a ton of assorted housewares, including some relatively inexpensive but very distinctive colored glass vases. We chatted throughout. They were fun. I kept thinking how much of a real joy it had been to deal with them. The next week, she came back to return the vases. When I asked the reason for the return, expecting, oh, the color/size didn't work like I expected, she embarrassedly explained that impulsive purchases were a problem in her manic states. Oh, does that mean they just have to keep returning things? That's sad to think about too. Customers regularly come in with large amounts of baby supplies returns. They get the wrong gender items or duplicates. An older woman came in with a cartload, so I asked about the new baby. She slowly and through tears explained that her only child and grandbaby had died during childbirth. Why are the stories like this? Not a return, but I worked in a jewelry store and the saddest sale we ever had was a lay-by. Guy had this ring on lay-by for 12 months but died in a car accident. His parents came in and picked up the ring so his girlfriend could keep it. Don't think she had any idea he was going to propose. That is heartbreaking. Oh man, how is she gonna move on from this, you know? That's gonna be tough to move on from, right? Because your partner picked out a ring for you, but then they just couldn't propose. But then you would have said yes to it if they did propose. Oh, this is so sad. A guy was returning baby formula and he was looking pretty down. Not again. I asked him how his day was and he said that he was having a long day and that he's been having a long month too. I thought he just had a baby, so maybe he just got the wrong formula. I asked if he just had a baby and he said he used to have a baby. I told him I was sorry and he said it was okay. There were a few minutes of silence and he said he was a fun little guy. Whoa, that little sentence makes me so emotional. I work at a grocery store where someone returned a box of crackers. She said that she doesn't actually eat the crackers. She just licks the flavoring off of them. This particular box did not have enough seasoning for her, so she licked the crackers and then brought them back. How do you return a box of crackers like that? You can't just return that. Like, she has to have the flavoring. This is a different kind of sad. She returned her husband's replacement razors. I asked her if he was unsatisfied and maybe wanted another kind/style. Nope, he died earlier before his birthday to receive them. She started crying and I just leaned over the counter to console her. Whoa, why are all these like this? What an amazing employee though. Seriously. I feel like some employees would just be like, oh, I'm sorry, and not do anything to console them. This is amazing. I was working at a large pet store in the tropical fish department. One busy weekend, a very well-dressed, rather snobby woman came in and bought 6 baby angelfish, each about the size of a dime, plus the fins. The store I worked in was inside a huge high-end shopping mall, so we had a holding service where we would bag up fish, cash the customer out and float the fish in the bags in a warm tank until the customer was finished all their shopping and ready to leave for home. As a matter of course, I offered to hold this lady's baby angelfish. She said she was all good and left. We thought nothing of it, since many of our customers came in from outside the mall just to stop at the pet store and didn't bother visiting the rest of the mall. 4 or 5 hours later, she stormed back into the store demanding a manager and a refund. She was shaking the bag in our faces for emphasis, yelling that her gorgeous angels were all dead. On close inspection, we discovered that this lady had put the poor fish in her car, presumably so she didn't need to carry them while she shopped for other things or return to the store to pick them up. Unfortunately, because it was January and the temperature outside was about -15°C, the tiny babies had frozen to death. She simply couldn't wrap her head around the idea that tropical fish cannot withstand freezing temperatures. What? Oh. Why didn't she just let them hold it and then go shopping and then take them back home after she's done shopping, you know? Oh. I hope she doesn't have a pet right now. Someone returned a get well soon card. I mean, we can think about this positively, but why am I thinking about it negatively? Maybe they got well already, very quick, and then the guy just returned the get well soon card. Maybe that's what happened. That's better. You should think about it that way. I used to work for an online retailer that sold baby items. Think baby memory books, clothes, toys, growth charts, etc. Someone was returning a baby memory box where you can store items like the baby shoes and teeth for posterity. When I asked what the reason for the return was, she said it was because they had lost the baby. You could tell in her voice how hard that was to say. I was fresh out of college, childless, and had no idea how to react. Fortunately, that was the only time I ran into that during my time there. It's actually really hard to react to that when someone says this, you know? Like, obviously you can just say, I'm so sorry to hear that, but you want to say something better, you know what I mean? Like, it's because they have heard that so many times that you feel like saying that doesn't really do anything anymore, right? Like, you want to console them, but not just be like, I'm so sorry, you know? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I worked in a plus size clothing store. I helped a woman pick out a wardrobe for a 2-week cruise that she was going on with her boyfriend of 6 months. A few weeks later, she returned all the clothes unworn. I asked her if the cruise was cancelled. No, it turns out there was never a cruise or a relationship. This guy was dating her as a prank, and he and his buddies schemed to see what they could get the girl to believe. She thought he was in love with her and wanted to move in together soon. His parting words to her were, like, anyone would really date a fat like you. This pisses me off the most. Why would you date someone as a prank? Like, why would you play with someone's feelings like that? You know, on a positive note, at least now she knows that he's a joke, and at least she knows that she got out of that early. It's a win for her and a lose for him. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!